All right, thank you for sharing your swing. Let's take a look over here to start with on the face-on view over here on the left. I always want to look at a golf swing. The first thing I want to look at is I want to see where does the club head release, right? Where does the club head release would be defined for me is where does the club head catch back up to your wrist, okay? So we're having the release point somewhere in that spot right there, and here's the ball. So what we know is that everything in between here, okay, is going to be distance loss, okay? Because once that club head catches back up to your wrist, that's going to be peak velocity. It's not going to be able to get going any faster than that. So that's going to be the first thing we want to solve is, right, how can we take and get this release position to get up later into the golf swing? When we come back over and we look at the address position here, I'm going to tell you a couple of changes that I want to make as I zoom in there. One, I want you to try to take and get this right now, your shoulders are fairly level. I want you to get this more up so it would look a bit more like this. Keep in mind, right, you have your trail hand down lower on the shaft, so there should be some angle to the spine. When you come in and when I look at swings where people start with parallel, to the ground with your shoulders parallel to the ground, it typically it means when the club comes off the ground, okay, the club is going to dip way inside, okay, and that's where we have the club right here. We don't want to get the club coming way inside. What is way inside, right? We love to talk about, oh, it's inside, it's outside, okay. You really don't want the club getting behind the center part of your body, right? You should technically be able to, stay inside your hallway and make swings. So why? When we start getting the club coming too much around our body, we run the risk of, when you get over here, of getting everything coming in from too far on the inside. We clear some of those lines for clarity for you. If we look at, let me get all those lines off there, okay? So if you look over here on this side right here, anytime you get your trail arm, all right, which is going to be your right arm, back behind the center line of your body, you're not going to have a path. You're not going to have a clear path for your arms to get back in front of your body, right? Keep in mind, they start up here in front of your body, but then when we turn, right, because of how we use our rotation and your arm gets stuck back here behind your body, we would have options, right? You could push the club out up over the plane line and get the club coming over the top, okay? Number two, you could slide your hips way forward over here, okay? So you can take and start sliding way forward and try to get out of the way, or you have three right here. You can see is you're just going to start taking and pushing your arm back around your body right there, and then that's where we're going to get up into that early release positioning, whereas we come in here, okay? So the fixes I want to make, you to make here are pretty simple, right? You can see how your arms get stuck back here. Stuck would just be what? It's just sitting behind your body is all. That's the definition of stuck. You can't swing freely underneath your body and down the plane line. That's all we're interested in here. So changes we're going to make here is as follows, okay? One, I'm going to send you some videos that I want you to watch the setup, and let's try to work on your setup. Two, okay, I'm going to send you some videos and instruction on how to utilize your trail arm, okay, and your trail elbow to keep the club from coming back over here, okay? And then number three, I'm going to send you some videos about on-plane rotation. So we're going to change your setup position. We're going to try to change how your rib cage rotates, right? We're going to change how this rotates more up and down and then less inward and around, because you're pulling, as long as you get the club pulled too flat in and around your body, we're going to have trouble, okay? So if we adjust the setup, we adjust the on-plane rotation, we get your trail arm action going, okay, then we're going to be much better with increasing your speed and your distance. So I look forward to seeing those changes.